Greetings and blessings, Crawford Ashley here, the spiritual boxer. I'm going to talk about boxing as I always do. Well, it's going to be story time actually. I was down at the gym this week and somebody asked me which I thought was my best performances. And two of them really came to mind when I've been thinking about it. And that was the Jimmy Peters fight and the Sebastian Rothman fight. Was it Sebastian Rothman? No. Roberto Dominguez. Yeah, the Roberto Dominguez fight and the Jimmy Peters fight. A lot of other fights have different memories for me, but them two was basically just, I think, where I best performed in boxing. And the Jimmy Peters was a good one because the week before that I was on a different level. I was absolutely buzzing. I was floating on there, I was fit man. And the morning of the fight was magical as well, because back in them days you got weighed in at 12 and then the fight was at night time. And I remember being in Ireland in Bangor, and I woke up in the morning. It was a beautiful sunny morning. And Eastwood's picked me up and we've gone to this private airfield and we pushed the plane out of the hangar. It's a small 6-7 seater plane, and it, to me it was amazing because I always wanted to be a pilot. So at the back of us there's Bernardo Checker right at the very back, there's Eastwood and his gopher Tony, then there's the pilot and me. And I was just watching the pilot, I was just fascinated with the pilot while he went through all his checklist and everything. And then we took off. And then the pilot started telling us a story, saying that after World War II we was doing like an exercise round Cyprus, and they flew into a flock of birds and they had to pull the ejector seat and eject out, and Bernardo at the back just pipes up, "Did you survive?" Now that's just got me, I'm in absolute stitches, I'm crying my eyes out, man. And I just can't stop laughing, I've got a fit of the giggles. And every time I thought about it, I just cracked out laughing. I couldn't, I was just laughing. My belly was there, my sides were there, I just couldn't stop laughing. And then when we landed, we've walked to this hut where you go through immigration, and there's a guy there and he goes, "Business or pleasure?" And I just said, "Pleasure." And Eastwood said, "No, it's business." So the guy says, "What's the business?" So Eastwood said, "Oh, it's boxing. He's boxing tonight." So the guy says, "Oh, you're boxing?" So I said, "Jimmy Peters." And he said, "Oh, that's my friend's son." And I just went, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to beat him up." He went, "No, you're cocky, aren't you?" I went, "No, I'm just truthful." I had this feeling, I just knew something amazing was going to happen. Something absolutely brilliant. You got to remember, I was the British champion. This was my first defence of the title, and it was against a guy who had 19 fights and lost one on a clash of heads, and he had a cut and he got stopped. They didn't go to the scorecards back then. And to me, in my mind, he was unbeaten. He was the best Britain's got, and he's fighting against me, the champion. And I was buzzing, proper buzzing. And when we get to the hotel that they put me in, they put me in a room above a gym at the side of the lift shaft. And I could hear them running the class in the gym, and I could hear the lift binging outside the door. And I was just lying in bed smiling. And it was like, before that, I'm walking to the weigh-in, and the weigh-in was at 12, I think it was about 12:30, quarter to 1. And back in them days, you had an hour to make weight. So if I was overweight, I'd have lost, and I was eating a sandwich. And as I walked into the place where the weigh-in was, Jimmy Peters was there waiting, and he seen me, he says, "Oh, thanks for coming." I just looked at him and I said, "Thank me after the fight, mate." Got on the scales and I think I weighed 12 stone 4. And then I'm back to the hotel and I'm just smiling. I'm laid in bed and I'm just smiling away. And it's like I just know something's gonna, I don't know what, but something special's gonna happen. Then I get to the venue and I'm in my dressing room, I got bandaged up and I was just feeling great. I was just having a laugh, I was just smiling. And then I've got my gloves on and I'm outside and I'm walking down this corridor getting myself focused. And this guy comes up to me and he says, he's got a big right hand but he telegraphs it. So I thought, big right hand, telegraphs it. Big right hand, telegraphs it. And then this guy comes up and he says to me, when he's here, he shows it. Oh, when he's here, he shows it. Big right hand, telegraphs it. And then another guy said something, I can't remember what it was, but there were three things, and I was just playing in my head. And then we walked down to the ring, and I'm getting booed, and I'm getting this, and I'm just smiling, it's just giving me more and more energy. And then when we get in the ring, put the gloves on, and I'm just ready. And then the bell sounds, and he comes out to the middle of the ring. And I see him go to throw a punch and I hit him with a jab. And as I hit him with his jab and his head comes back, I can see his eyes are gone. So I hit him again, boom. And then I hit him, I think it's with about 55 punches in 45 seconds, or 45 punches in 55 seconds, unanswered. And that's, to me, I wasn't even breathing after I finished. It's on YouTube somewhere. But that's, to me, it's like boxing is use the minimum amount of effort and get them out there as quick as possible without getting hurt. And I think that worked. And the next one was the Roberto Dominguez fight. That was, and everything just went perfect for that one, just like the Peters fight. There was no injuries, I was feeling good. I was in Tony's office when the phone call came through. And Tony's there, and as soon as he mentioned his name, I just said, I'm going to knock him out in the third round with a right uppercut. And Tony looked at me stunned, it just came out of my mouth like that. It's like it already happened, I'd seen it happen. I'm going to knock him out in the third round with a right uppercut. Tony said, as long as you win, I'm not bothered. I told a few of my friends what round it was going to be. And training just went absolutely perfect. And then I get to the venue, it was the Everton. And I remember being in, it was like a squash court, and I was getting my hands wrapped up. And I was in a right playful mood, and I just went, bum 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 bum. And Tony was all like joining in, and Bob used to give him this look as if to say, seriously, stop messing about. And Tony like look at me as if to behave, and I'd look at Tony and just go, bum 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 bum. And he'd start all over again, and Tony wanted to have a laugh, but he couldn't because Bob wanted it to be serious, and I just didn't give a shit. I was in one of them moods that I felt fantastic, and I knew no one could touch me. And then when I got in the ring and boxed him, but you got to remember this guy was number 4 in the world, and I was number 2. And at the time they didn't have a number 1. It was vacant. And the champion was Roy Jones. And I absolutely boxed Dominguez's head off. That's another one that's on. I knew exactly what I was going to do. My jab was working perfect. I cut him, I think, with the second or third jab, split his head up and down the centre. And I could see whatever he did, and then the third round came, he threw a sloppy jab, parried it, bent my knee, uppercut. Absolutely timed perfect. And down he went. And when I went back to the corner, Bob just looked at me and goes, you could have knocked him out with a punch we've been working on. and just shook his head. Because about 6 or 7 months before, I was working on that very set and I couldn't get it. Parry it, drop, couldn't do it, couldn't get it. We worked on it for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 days, working on this punch. You know, not constantly, just a couple of tries a day, try and get it, and then you just have to get it. And then that night everything just came together and just worked perfect. So he must have known that I'd already had it in my arsenal to just say, just forget it. Stop thinking about it, it'll come when it comes. And that's what I try and teach. You've got the tools in your box, you know, and when the time comes, you'll just bring them out as and when you need them. And I think that was in that fight where it just came out and it was just nice, it was just sweet. And then after that, after I stopped him in the 3rd round, the rankings came out and I was ranked number 15. From number 2 to number 15, having stopped the number 4. I complained to Maloney and then he says, I'll get you back reinstated. He got me back reinstated at number 6. Now you can check all these out, you know what I mean, find out when I boxed, look up the box record, find out when I boxed it, then look at the rankings and see for yourself. So that's just the fights I think I performed best, but that's because everything was going right in my life. I was happy, training had gone right, I was fit, I wasn't injured, and I was buzzing. And I enjoyed it, but then I've got other fights which I'll probably cover in a bit, that have different memories for me, you know, different experiences that always make me smile. You know, my boxing career was brilliant, I've had some absolutely amazing nights. So I gotta say I'm grateful and I'm thankful for them. Anyway, if you like the vibe, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Leave a thumbs up if you like it, leave a thumbs down if you don't like it, and out until tomorrow. Bye.